From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 27th, 2017. A Palestinian teenager was arrested this morning in the West Bank, concealing a weapon. The incident took place at a security checkpoint near the Tomb of the Patriarchs in Hebron, where Israeli border police noticed the teen, said to be around 16 years of age, trying to get around security and found a knife he was hiding under his shirt. Yesterday afternoon, Israeli police arrested a Palestinian at the same site, 17 years old, also said to have been hiding a weapon. And also in the West Bank today, the IDF is investigating shots fired on Israeli troops from a passing car near Ramallah. Bullet casings were found and a search was continuing for the shooter. Terror group Hamas has once again stated it will not disarm, but rather continue to attack Israel. As we have been reporting to you, as part of the Palestinian Unity Agreement signed recently between Hamas and Fatah, the party of the Palestinian Authority, Hamas's political wing is supposed to hand over control of Gaza to the Palestinian Authority this Friday. But it has been unclear what will happen to Hamas's military wing. Israel has made it very clear that it will not hold talks with a Palestinian unity government unless Hamas lays down its arms and recognizes Israel. Today, however, deputy head of Hamas in Gaza, Khalil al-Hayya, told a press conference that the weapons of the resistance are a red line that is non-debatable. Al-Hayya said the terror group would simply move its weapons to the West Bank, where it would continue the fight against Israel. Israel extended its deepest condolences to the people of Egypt after a terror attack on a mosque in Sinai left over 250 people dead on Friday. The attack is believed to likely have been carried out by Islamic State members or supporters of the Islamic State. The municipality of Tel Aviv expressed its solidarity, lighting up its building with the Egyptian flag. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu relayed condolences to Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, saying that terrorism will be defeated faster if all countries act against it. And staying with the Prime Minister, Netanyahu today welcomed the Foreign Minister of Ukraine to Jerusalem. Netanyahu and Pavlo Klimkin discussed the threat from Iran and other issues. Klimkin also met with Israel's President Reuven Rivlin, who expressed his concern over the rise of anti-Semitism in the region. Rivlin said never again is an imperative for the whole world, not just for the Jewish people. The U.S. State Department announced on Friday that the office of the PLO in Washington could remain open, but with restrictions. State Department spokesman Edgar Vasquez said the restrictions were that activities at the office were limited to those related to achieving a lasting, comprehensive peace between the Israelis and Palestinians, adding that the restrictions could be lifted after 90 days if there appears to be, quote, meaningful peace negotiations between the Palestinians and Israel. Vasquez said, "We therefore are optimistic that at the end of this 90-day period, the political process may be sufficiently advanced that the president will be in a position to allow the PLO office to resume full operations." As we reported to you, the permits for the PLO office in Washington were not renewed earlier this month because of comments made by PA President Mahmoud Abbas threatening to take Israel to the International Criminal Court. Professor Emeritus of Jewish Philosophy at the Jewish Theological Seminary of America and author Rabbi Neil Gillman has died. Gillman was thought of as one of the leading theologians in the conservative movement. JTS said Gillman was a giant presence at the seminary, where he was a beloved teacher, colleague, and friend, whose lucid writing and philosophical insights profoundly influenced Jewish theology in the contemporary world. Gillman died on Friday. He was 84. The Jewish press reports that Birthright will no longer be accepting trip participants through the reform movement. The report cites an article that appeared in Haaretz yesterday by Judy Maltz. In it, Maltz writes that CEO of Birthright, Giddy Mark, told her that the reform movement is not able to supply enough trip goers, with Mark saying we worked very hard with them to increase the numbers, but unfortunately, they could not meet our minimum. And from now on, he said, they will have to send their participants through other trip organizers. Maltz writes that Orthodox groups are taking over Birthright. The Birthright program offers a free educational 10-day trip to Israel for Jewish adults between the ages of 18 to 26. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, November the 27th. At 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, Rabbi Jonah Pesner of the Union for Reform Judaism, Cornell Brooks of the NAACP, and Rocky Osens of the Service Employees International Union discuss racial justice with Jody Cantor of the New York Times. At 8, Chief Political Correspondent and Analyst for the Jerusalem Post, Gil Hoffman, talks about the state of Israel in the context of the current international political climate in a program of the ADL at Temple Shalom in Greenwich, Connecticut. At 9 tonight, Mark Golub sits down with the president of the Shalom Hartman Institute in Jerusalem, Daniel Hartman, on L'chaim, followed by a look at the films of Mel Brooks from the 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus and author Alan Dershowitz speaks with Israeli leaders. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 27th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.